Hi there, everybody. What's up? Time. That was the first thing that came into my mind today that I wanted to get out into the open and start really just discovering it again for the first time. Time. For the longest time, I've thought of it as just the clock and the hands and the minute hand and the hour hand or a digital watch, these numbers that never stop moving and changing. And that to me was the definition of time. That to me was what it was all about. It's all about getting there on time. It's all about being punctual. It's all about being there for other people based on these numbers. But as I keep going and going deeper and deeper and asking these questions, like, why do I have to adhere to these laws? Why do we even have this clock? It just almost lifts off this preconceived notion of what I believe exists, and possibly there is more to time than we believe there to be. If I were to just stare at a moving analog clock and really look at it, it's never stopping ever. It's gonna keep moving. The second hand always keeps moving, and the minute hand is moving very slightly, and the hour hand is also, the gears inside are moving. And this is what time is. Time is movement. Time is constant action. Time is never still. And I know for me, for the longest time, I've always thought that time can be still, like, oh, I need to be there at 7. So that time is still. So if I get there at 7, then I'm good. But if I don't, then time is moved on. I feel called to talk about time mainly because in society, in the matrix, in the Maya right now, we believe that the only time that exists is the time on our phones and on our clocks and on our digital time, and that there exists no other form of time. But I am discovering that there is another form of time, and it is a whole different kind of thinking about it. Time to me is just energy, it's movement, it is inertia, it is being and doing at the same time. Just because you're being doesn't mean you're wasting your time, and just because you're doing doesn't mean you're being productive. Like, you could be doing unproductive things, or you can be being productive things. And another discovery that I made was that, so the clock has 12 hours on it, and it has an AM and a PM, for the sun and the moon. And the digital watch shows it in a different way. It shows it in numbers, and the military clock and all this. But another clock that I feel like in mass society right now is ignored is the cosmic clock. It is the zodiac. The zodiac as well has 12 signs, just like the clock, and it also has sun and moon. And this zodiac wheel, if we were to superimpose it onto a regular clock, I really see it as no different. There can be, oh, what time is it? Oh, it's Aries time. What time is it? It's Gemini time. Shout out to Geminis out there. I'm a Gemini as well. But although numbers are super important and very symbolic and meaningful, the zodiac is also very meaningful, but in a very different way, in a very different energy-esque way that isn't just solely based on expectations of the society. Like, oh, you have to be there at 5 because you have to send out this report to blah 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 and all this stuff. If you care about that, that's great, you know, but there's definitely another time that exists that other beings around the world are also experiencing. Like, you know, all these species on the planet right now, they don't experience the clock like we do. They experience the cosmic clock, the clock of the planets and the movement of the rhythm of the seasons of the time. And there's also this rhythm and clock inside of their being that is in sync with the planet, that tells them and lets them know when to move, when to be, and when to do. And we used to be this simple back in when we were just regular Homo erectus. We were didn't even have time until the alien species came down and gave to us time. I really have this strong feeling that time was given to us, that an intelligent being came and gave us the zodiac, gave us numbers, gave us math, and from there we started to develop what we now have as logic, what we now have as reasoning and intellect. And this is great. This is not a bad thing at all. But we also have to know where we came from. We also have to know that we are here as children of Mother Earth, that we too can tap into our cosmic clock and not be thrown and tousled by man-made expectations of you, because man didn't make you. And for me, it's really freeing for me to listen to my body, listen to the world, listen to the earth and the animals and the signals that I'm receiving on a more visceral, guttural, more instinctual level, because they're there for guidance. They're there to help us, point us to our greatest potential. Also, discovering that health is time. That if you are in health, you have time. You can make time. You have an abundance of time. And if you are not in health, then you have very limited time. And if we are not conscious of our health, if we are not putting our health first, then we are not in sync with time. We are in limited time because we have no control over what our body is saying. We don't want to listen to what our body is telling us. You know, if an organ in the body is not in optimum health and it's in decreasing health, then, you know, not knowing that can take your time away, literally, so much so that you can then you'll die. But if we are in optimum health, if the organs in the body are in optimum health, then we get to make time. We get to make time and touch it with our hands and form it and expand it and make as little or as much time as we can to create our greatest potential. And I know that you feel it deep down, that what I'm saying has a truth to it, because think about it. If you're sick and in disease, then where is your time going? Your time is going to having to take care of this disease. It's not, and taking care of your disease is not your highest purpose. This is a distraction. This is an obstacle. This is like a mask in front of your potential. But if we are in optimum health, if we are in a position to really seize the moment and really grow into what we're meant to be, because our organs really want to be those organs. That's why the kidney's there. That's why the the liver is there. That's why the heart is there. They're there because that's their purpose. And if we allow them to really truly be their purpose, time becomes our best friend. Oh, you need an hour? Great. You want to make 2 hours? Great. 4, 5, 7, 10? Take it. Because we can always make more time. So just wanted to share. Had to come into my room because my phone died in the middle of that, but basically I was at the end of my video, and I just wanted to say that you are very loved, that you are here for a purpose, and that time is waiting for you to make more of it and use it to fulfill your highest potential. And that is to say that I love you very much as well. You are very loved. Thank you very much for receiving this message, and you be well. Thank you.